What's up?
Hello.
What's going on?
How
Anyway,
Mhm.
so once I spoke to Milan, they called me right afterwards, and I spoke to them, and then that's how they went.
Facts, facts, facts. Because I definitely think you bring something different. You know what I'm saying? To the well, from what we're seeing, because we're still like the fans. Even though I'm media, I'm still a fan. So I'm
Okay,
watching it
okay.
every time it comes out. I'm trying to figure out what's
Uh,
gonna be next week. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like you bring like a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And once you guys all had like the little sit down and everybody talked, because mind you, last week, how Zeus kind of set it up, it made it seem like there may have been some smoke, like, oh, we don't want him to stay, blah, blah, blah. But it ended up looking like from this last episode that everybody ended up vibing like really well.
mhm,
And how did you feel
mhm.
about that?
Um, I mean, I'm a vibe, so I knew everybody would vibe with me no matter how I came in the house. At that particular moment, the speaking, when we were sitting down speaking, I was explaining everything. I still was like, I don't know none of y'all. You know what I mean? And
Right.
or whatever the case may be. So I was just really explaining what had went on or whatever. But I definitely knew, once people get to know me, I'm a vibe either way it go.
Right, right. And are you like sitting back watching each episode as it drops? Like, how do you feel about it? Like, as you sit up here watching this, as you like probably at home chilling, You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel like seeing yourself on the screen? Like, is there things that you would do differently, or?
I haven't even watched. All I watched was the clips.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna go watch the episodes and everything. I have not. It's not one episode I watched all the way
Mm-hmm.
through because I don't even like when I sing or something like that. I don't even really like listening to myself play back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna take a lot for me to sit and watch myself on the TV screen.
You know what's funny? We have that in common because with my interviews, out of all my interviews, Saucy, Lil Keed, everybody, I don't never
Mm-hmm.
like to really go back and watch my interviews. Like, I don't
It's
know why it is like that. Like, I just don't be. I don't know. We got to talk about that.
maybe it's a perfectionist type of thing. Like you be
Right,
sitting there thinking, well, I should have did this, or maybe I should have went this way and did said this or whatever. So maybe that might be what it is.
right, definitely. Because I definitely don't be watching everything like that when it comes to my interviews. So my next question is: so initially, right when you got the phone call from Milan, because I'm not even trying to like dick ride him like that, but that's how you were kind of like brought into play. So I gotta say the
Mm.
thing. So did you know initially, because he did make a statement, I do follow him and I see he's on this live, you did make a statement and said, you know what, Rio, Jonathan, they were flown out. They knew it was going to be smoke. They knew they was going to get X amount to do such and such. Is that necessarily true, or was that just kind of to throw us off as fans?
Um, on my behalf, that's not all the way true because, like I said, you see, I stayed as a cast member,
Right.
so I got paid to be on a show. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can never hit me up and be like, "Oh, we about to pay you to come on and come fight." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is Bad Boys Club, so it's whatever.
Right.
And whatever has to happen, whatever has to happen. But it wasn't just like, oh, we about to pay you to come fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was
Right.
more so of told to me like, I fought everybody in the house, and I don't know if they're trying to jump me or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that was the storyline.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But
Right.
this is
Right.
your opportunity to get on TV. This is gonna be a platform for you, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Now, from my understanding, from what I done heard now, is that yeah, with Jonathan, yeah, he knew he was getting paid to come fight.
Right.
But it was Milan
Mm-hmm.
who it was supposed to be with.
Right. Right. And how do you
Platform
feel about that?
platform versus
Because I mean,
platform.
it was said a lot. Like it even before anybody else said anything, I was sitting there watching y'all because you know what I'm saying. Most dudes, Jonathan is big. You know what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
So most dudes wouldn't even be like keep going at it and keep like you kept going at it and kept going at it. Did you not once feel like, damn, like I'm here for bro, like I'm helping bro out. You know what I'm saying? Like where is bro? Like you know what I'm saying? Was it a coincidence?
In that moment of entertaining, because that's what I came for, entertainment. So in that moment of all that, I was not thinking about where Milan was or whatnot. But I will say, prime example, you see the last thing where we was outside and Jonathan came and snuck me and pushed me in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude in the blue hat, that's my homeboy, that's my partner that I grew up with.
Uh-huh.
That's how we get down. So
I didn't even know that. So I'm thinking you just
yeah.
there by yourself. Like you
Well,
had
it was a party. It was a party. So like, it was people there that everybody knew. Everybody invited people, whatnot.
right.
So I'm saying that to say I wasn't really just thinking at this point we already going, so I wasn't really thinking about it at the time where was Milan at or whatever the case may be. But yeah, where was Milan at?
Yeah. But you had some folks because dude pushed him down like pretty hard. Like
Right, because that was because at that point that's when it was kind of realized that am I just fighting Jonathan or am I fighting Jonathan and the security guards?
right.
It's the little parts and clips they really didn't just show or whatnot, but like it was once we did what we did upstairs and we was on the ground, for one, we fell on the ground because the security guards jumped on us and made us fall on the ground.
Right.
Once the security guards jumped on us and made us fall on the ground, we twisted and he fell on top of me.
Uh-huh.
So once we fell on the ground, that's when he started, to pull, get the pull of my hair or whatever the case may be. It
Right,
wasn't
right,
like we were
right,
standing up
right.
and he was dragged, we fell on the ground. So it was easy access. I should have got a haircut before I came. I already said that, you know what I'm saying? So I set that up. But once we got on the ground, it was like two security guards on me, one on him, but it was like they was just letting him do whatever. I don't know, it's because he's so big, but they were just
Right.
letting him do just whatever. He was able to get back up. He was able to get back. You know what I'm saying? It was just a lot that they was letting him do, and I was just like, and it was seeming like, because you got to look at it. He already came on an episode.
Right.
He was
Prior to
called by,
even the fight.
prior to the fight, he was called by the EPs of the show.
Uh-huh.
Natalie, Lemmy, and, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Natalie brought him
right.
on the show. So to them, I'm just a nigga off the street.
Right.
Milan's friend.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know who I am.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was more so, it felt like it was a point in time right before they took me outside and put me in the water in front of, and I went outside, that some of my friends was like, come on, let's just go, because they're not on your side. It's like a lot of them, woo woo,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the case may be. And that's why my homeboy had to like intervene, because there's no way that he should have been able to come outside and do the same way y'all was on me.
Right.
Y'all should have been on him.
It should have been
That's
the
what I feel
same.
like.
Right.
That's what I feel like. So I feel like, I came in with Milan. He brought me in. He should have been right there
Right.
the whole time. I'm not too fucked up on him not jumping in.
Right.
It was entertainment. It was a TV entertainment thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too fucked up about him not jumping in. But your energy, you should have been right there, like,
And to be honest, I wasn't even too much stuck on him jumping in because, and I'm media, I'm neutral. But from what I'm seeing, he didn't want to even go that route. You know what I'm saying? And he was nowhere at all.
Right.
But he was there when everything stopped, and he was very mad. And I think that was genuine. I do think he was very extremely upset about what happened, but I don't think he was that upset to the point where he could have turned around and walked back in there like, you know what, let me stay up here with him. Even if they fight it, let me just, let me stand here.
Right. Like I said, all the house stuff was like entertainment wise.
Right.
I just know usually how I get down, and how the people like, if I see it's giving too much, I'm coming right behind. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, fucked up on him not jumping in the situation. It was more so I literally just had only walked in the house. When y'all see us on that first clip in the closet, I only been there for 30 minutes. I walked right in the house. They was like, oh, come in, get drunk, we partying, let's drink, So we turned up, we drinking, having shots or whatever the case may be. Jonathan comes in with the camera crew. They go upstairs, and Milan like, let's go upstairs. So we go upstairs. That's when you see me walk right on the thing. So I hadn't even been there. I hadn't met no producers. I hadn't met no security guards. I don't know none of these people. You know what I'm saying? So it's more so like, I never been on reality TV, so I don't know how this is supposed to be set up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when people are saying that you just came to just fight, it wasn't even that, because I was thinking more so like an introduction first. You feel me? Or this, then the third. It just so happened we walked up there, and
it happened fast.
It happened fast, because the whole thing was, all right, they, it was a cute narrative how they try to put it, like as if Milan called me just to come fight. That's their narrative that they want to create. After watching everything, they found the best narrative that they wanted to put together. Right. But he called me 3 times, and we stopped. He called me back, was like, hold on, we got to do that again. Hold on, we got to do it again. 3 different times. They just pulled what they wanted to pull from it and put that on the show.
Yeah.
He called me and invited me to the party. And that was supposed to be my way of entering the show.
Right. You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely feel that. It's funny. I feel like, reality TV, it's reality to a certain extent. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's real, but it's real to a certain extent. Good thing. Another thing that I want to point out is that, you know how you're like, I didn't really know what to do. This is my first time. As far as the whole hair thing, you were quick on your feet, because you were quick to like, hold on, let me put a shirt on. And nobody even seen that. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that was seen was like the footage, I think may have been leaked by Mula. And that you could barely see unless you just was really just zooming in. You know what I'm saying? But you were definitely quick on your feet with that one, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I was. If I wasn't, that's the only thing, that was slowing stuff down and making me, or whatever, because I was like, we is on reality TV, and the pulling the hair. I don't give a fuck about no hair game. You know what I'm saying? As long as ain't none of this fucked up, I don't give a fuck. And like I
Right.
said, we was entertainment. We was entertaining. It was entertaining. All that was
Right.
entertaining, even though it was as real as anything else, any other fight that was on there, because those was just like some, Jonathan, the big ass nigga, he brought his smoke, I brought mine. So that's just what it was. But I
Right.
knew once he said, "Oh, this is my," see, they said it's a setup for a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So once he said, if I'm being called on and I'm coming there to stand in wrong, and this is me and Milan wrong, but then you saying it's your wrong, well, I'm not, I don't know what we're going to have to,
Mm-hmm.
you're not just taking nothing.
Right. Right. Definitely understandable. Definitely understandable. Now, when it came to like the police being called, I can understand that with your hand, because it did look like it was really like messed up with your hand situation. But how did you feel about when the police were called initially, before the whole next day when you was caught lacking? Like, how did you feel about the police being called and then finding out that it was someone that was your friend who called the police? Like, because you did say, I don't fuck with the police, and everybody in the house was like, shit, I don't fuck with the police. Like, I'm not saying shit. I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So how did you feel about that?
I was outside. They was like holding me outside, wouldn't let me go back in, or whatever the case may be. And they had me outside, and all the police walked in. Like I said, I didn't know if that was a part of the script. I'm telling you, like, I hadn't even signed my paperwork yet, actually.
Right.
I hadn't even signed my paperwork yet. So I didn't know if that was a part of the script or what it was. You know what I'm saying? When they said he called the police, I was looking like, I don't know. I didn't think, I just thought that was maybe part of how they already, wanted to be set up and stuff. So when the police came and they was like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna calm down now. Police here, because I don't fuck with police. I don't do the police
Right.
at all.
Right.
So I just felt like, he called the police because Jonathan pulled out the fire extinguisher.
Right.
But it was more so of a mission, like, we gotta get this, he gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Away to, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that. And now, even just as the clips are coming out, like, and even though you don't really know nobody in the house at that point in time, but Milan, how do you feel about like how, Gutter was just kind of like, yeah, he didn't put the battery in the pack, but he was like, yeah, ain't nobody here for real, like,
Wait,
nobody's here.
Honestly, I ain't watched it. What did the little thing say?
Oh, okay. Well, mind you, neutral media dash radio, okay? But no, what happened was that he basically said Jonathan called him and was like, who's all there, and it's security there, and Gutter was like, nah, like, it's a little Mexican man there, but it ain't no security here for real. And he was like, oh, I'll be there, I'll see you.
Gutter knew what was up, and you knew what it meant in the whole situation, because and mind you, still I hadn't even been introduced to none of them. We got up the next day because the security guards had them in a room, and he was able to steal our phones or whatever. So I guess Jonathan stole the phones or whatever, and we went to go get some phones or whatnot, and we came back. So now when I came back, this is my first time really seeing all them. And I went back outside, I was on the phone. So I guess that's when the phone call happened.
Oh, wow.
So you knew what was up when he called you.
Right.
You feel me? You knew what was going on. You knew why you knew exactly what the fuck was going on.
Right.
So that's why the next day, that same day when we filmed and we sitting outside around the pit, you didn't want to film. And you was like, oh, I got to throw up this, then the third. Because I put this on, I just felt, like I said, I go off energy. Not even what's coming out. So I go off energy. I'm an energy person. And I just felt the energy when he was saying that. And I promise you to God in my hand. Jonathan, if I was you, I would, run up behind him all the time, because he might have saved you with that chair. Because I promise you, if my hands was not messed up.
Yeah. And like I said, I love all of y'all because I'm a fan of the show in general. So the show is phenomenal. What Natalie and them created, a male version of Bad Girls Club, phenomenal. Like, nobody would even thought to even do that. So initially, I love the show. But that is facts. If we just reporting the facts were, there was some calls made. It wasn't like Gutter went out his way. He did not go out his way. Jonathan did call,
Mm-hmm.
and Gutter just was like, no, ain't nobody here for real. You know what I'm saying? But I thought just off of GP, if you just watched the episode, you would, if you seen who was out there, you kind of would have thought like, oh, not more so of a setup, but more so of like, oh, we're expecting something to happen because we might have spilled some tea that Jonathan didn't know. And how was he even able to steal you guys' phone? And another question I have is, why do you feel that Jonathan was automatically sent to a hotel room each night? Like, was he initially never just a cast member? He was literally just sent there to do this?
See, I'm not for sure. I know the first day he came, the network is messy or whatever. So they feel like, Milan, I guess Milan had like fought a couple of people, or whatever, and he was kind of running the show.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, they messy. They want to stir up some drama, however they want to do it. So they brought Jonathan on, like,
Mm-hmm.
and wanted to make it a situation because Milan had the big room or whatever, the master
Mm-hmm.
bedroom. So he was brought on to create a situation where it's like, okay, well, now you about to get your spot taken, Milan. So Jonathan and Milan type
Right.
situation. But I think after they filmed the first day, Milan didn't was like, he not sharing the room. So behind scenes it was kind of like you know, a situation with that. And so I guess Jonathan might have went back to the hotel after that.
Because I'm not going to lie, the whole fight initially on the first, I think it was the first episode with Milan and Anthony, that looked completely fake. Like, that looked like they wasn't even trying to tussle at all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
But I
that's
do
fake.
feel like the real fights, like Darrell and them, I really feel like Darrell and Gutter, they really, just like how you was doing your thing, I really think they really with that shit too, like in real life. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there were
Mm-hmm.
certain aspects of the show up until this point that were very much so real. And I feel like your specific fight with Jonathan was like, I can't even think of the word right now. It was like the highlight of the show this far. Like,
Right.
literally.
It was gonna be regardless. And like I said,
Because you made one hell of an entrance.
right,
Like,
right, 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 right. It was, and it was still entertainment. Like I feel like the first fight, I feel like the first fight it was entertainment because the whole me taking off my jacket and stuff like that, that's all entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And that was all entertainment. I feel like I don't even feel like he was fighting. When we was upstairs, I don't even feel like, it was kind of like but I feel like the once I felt like the security guards were just being kind of like, it was kind of like, well, hold on now, like,
mm-hmm.
like, hold on, like, is this
This
being
is getting
catered
out
to
of
him?
control. We might really
Is
have.
this being catered to him? Because,
Yeah.
like I said, before he came in the house, he was at the front. Jonathan was at the front. My homeboy was outside. They was
Right.
like, go in there and take over the house. And, do your big one, and go fuck him up. Da, 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 da. And he was asking about his money and stuff like that. He was like, well, send me my money. Da, 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 woo, woo. So it was already known what he was gonna come in there and try to do. So that's how they was gonna make it be regardless.
Right. Right.
And it
Can
just
we even expect like any type of smoke for the reunion? Like, is this, because it seems like with a lot of reality TV shows, a lot of the issues build up after the show, and once the show is airing, that's when people start to, you know what I'm saying, kind of like get into it. Like, what can we expect from you from the reunion?
I mean, you can't expect nothing from me if they ain't trying to pay me, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I brought the best content. Jonathan couldn't fight himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And everybody else, all y'all was scared. So it's like they would have to,
Right.
like, they would want me to be at the reunion.
Right. Right. No, definitely. I think everybody will want you to be in the reunion because there's so many
Mm-hmm.
questions. Like, so many. If you just see my MacBook right now, I have like 50,000 questions. That's why I'm like everywhere right now because I'm like, dude, I don't even know which way to go with him. Like, I'm thinking of this way, thinking of that one. I don't know where to go. So,
Mm-hmm.
how is life after the show or as it airs? Like, how is life for you? Like, is it you going down the street, everybody's like, Rio, Mario? Like, what? How is it like?
So the build up, after the premiere or whatever the case may be, that was like the build up and stuff. So everybody's like, what's going on? What's this, that, and third, woo, woo, woo. The video had already surfaced of him hit me with the chair or whatnot, and he dropped
Right.
he surfaced the video after the premiere because he was mad because he couldn't come to the premiere to premiere
Right.
or whatever. So that was his way of, go ahead and promote himself with him hitting me with a chair.
Right.
So here in Atlanta, everybody was just ready to, like, a lot of people fuck with me, so they was just like ready to, where he, that type of thing or whatever.
Right.
But now everybody know I'm on Bad Boys. I just was in Kansas City. I couldn't even walk up the street, and it was at any type of club. Everywhere I went, oh, that's the fine nigga from Bad Boys. Da, 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 da. Like, everybody showed me love out there. So it was cool. It was cool. Whatever.
Because your content on your page, Rio, you are fire. Like, you are lit. Like, for real, for real. The glow up is something serious. And I feel like that's the best thing I like about just life in general. The underdog, or the people that, the ones kind of, they don't think so much of, always end up on top. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's kind of giving. That's what you're giving. Like, you know what? They kind of counted me out just a little bit. But now look, like, you really popping your shit. And I love that for you.
Yeah, and like, even with me, after that happened, with me coming on the show, it was like an energy like, well, who is you and why is you here type thing. And that was even with like the EPs and stuff, like, like type of thing or whatever the case may be, because they already had their stuff together. They had a song, they had this and the third, but being around me, I'm so cool and really laid back that you're going to want to fuck with me or be cool with me, and you're going to see, real talent either way it go. You know what I mean? So it was more like that, and I just feel like they still ain't give me, they more so looking at it like, because they wanted, everybody's mad because it was supposed to go another way. On Jonathan's behalf, you came back to the house the next day. If you so-called want to fight, then leave that. You came back to the house the next day because you feel like I got in your way. You wanted to be platform versus platform.
Right.
No, seriously. You want to take that crown. And then it was people in the house that probably wanted Milan, feel like Milan skimming his way out or whatever the case may be, or the situation. And by them seeing that I was so cool and this and the third, then it turned into them trying to flip it and expose him. Of how it was all a setup type of situation.
And I saw that he made a statement that there's charges being pressed. Like, is that the network doing that? Is that, I mean, I know you say you don't fuck with no police. Like, who's pressing charges on him?
I'm not for sure, but I don't, like I said, I don't do all that and get into all that or whatever the case may be, because I done had charges pressed on me before. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get into all that or whatnot. And the thing is, prior to this, I didn't have no beef with Jonathan. I knew Jonathan through a mutual friend already. I seen Jonathan 3 days before coming out the club, and we spoke. And he walked up and was like, "Hey, Rio, So maybe if we would have been able to, maybe if it just happened so fast, but maybe if we would have been able to converse before and talk about it and then do what we did, you know what I'm saying? It would have been a little bit different. But it was just kind of a lot when it came to coming up there and in the chair incident or whatever. And it was just weird that they added that. They don't condone that type of stuff, but they definitely added that to the
Well, they definitely condone it. I mean, if you look at most of the shows on the network, it's always very physical. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why that would be said. And once again, I love Zeus. I love what they bring to the table. I think they're a phenomenal. First of all, it's Black owned. I love that. But yeah, most of all the shows on there, they're bumping on there, and it's very physical. You know what I'm saying? And I did notice that there was some sort of issue with Natalie. Like, were you reposting some things? Was there something being said, or are you and her good? Are you and her on good terms?
I mean, like I said, I just feel like Jonathan was her friend that she brought, and I was Milan's friend that he brought. Milan's not even an EP over the show. They run the show. So it was like kind of like, but I feel like that she genuinely all them like me and stuff like that, but I just still feel like it just was more like I said, that was her friend she brought. He had to leave, and then I was still there. And they really, it's almost like people don't really want to have no type of issue with me because they like me and stuff, but it's since they have this issue with Milan, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And do you feel like Milan came on the show or kind of took over the show because, if you look at the lineup, like he, you know, he does have a pretty big name. Like he's been doing reality TV for a long time. He's been in the limelight for so long. So do you think that's why a lot of the other cast members kind of felt like, oh, he's the leader, he's trying to take over, even though they all have their own platforms, respectfully, everyone does, but he kind of was, you know, just been doing this for a little bit longer than everyone?
I mean, I think he came on the show and he had a plan and did what he was supposed to do. He brought his products on the show. He brought, you know, his things on the show, and then the network and stuff, they was just, I guess, fucking with him and like where it was leading to or whatnot. So I feel like he just did what he was just doing or whatnot, and maybe towards the end they feel like, okay, well, we need to bring somebody on the show on his level so then we can see. You know what I mean?
That's what I was
thinking,
but because I was confused too. Like when I saw Jonathan, I'm like, oh, so they really they spend a little bag.
Spice it up with them.
You know what I'm saying? Like they definitely added a little spice to the whole thing. But I definitely love how the whole show is airing. I'm excited to see what you bring more to it. Can you give us a little snippet? What can we expect more from Rio? What's gonna happen, or just something?
Well, like I said, after this, it's not even that, it wasn't that many episodes or whatnot. It's a music video, et cetera, et cetera. So as far as that, you know, but there is a such thing as a season 2, and there is more things that I might do that y'all gonna see me doing. That's where y'all will get to know me. But like I said, with me, all it takes is a little bit of exposure.
Right. And what about music? You said it's gonna be dropping soon. We can expect some music very soon, right?
Yup, definitely by June. Definitely by June, I got something coming. It's time to get working.
Facts.
So y'all me.
Facts. Well, I definitely want to thank you for doing the Dash with Dash. We appreciate you. Don't forget, y'all, this audio will be on my show on Southside Dash Radio this Friday from 11 to 2 p.m. So if you didn't catch it, you can go listen to it again. I'm going to air it on my show. It's going to be lit. Thank you so much for doing the Dash with me. Me and him were talking all weekend. Y'all went on family vacation. They done try to block me live. Like we was going back and forth for a couple of days. But I appreciate you on my platform. We always want to let our Black women, Black men, everyone, you're loved and your side is appreciated. So I always like to end with one question. If you could give any advice to anyone who's out there, who's aspiring to be on TV, who's aspiring with their music to be someone great and someone hot, what can you tell them that can just keep them going another day?
Be authentic, be yourself, keep it real at all times, and no matter what cards you dealt, just play them to your best ability and you will win.
Facts. Well, you heard it first. Rio gave us the real, and that was just on that. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and keep in touch. I'm in the ATL, so we definitely got a link sometime.
Yes, indeed. All right, y'all.
Peace. All right, y'all. So that was Rio. Make sure you guys go check out some of my other interviews with some of your favorite celebs: Saucy Santana, Big Lex, Alexis Sky. The list literally goes on and on. Head over to my IGTV. Every Friday it goes down from 11 to 2 p.m. Pretty Brittany, Southside on Dash Radio. That was a great interview. Come back. I got another interview later on tonight with an even bigger artist. It's about to go down. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, I'm about to upload this whole interview. It's about